Good morning, everyone. My topic is Right to Education Act 2009, which is taken from paper Policy Framework Contemporary Issues in Indian Education for the class BA B.Ed semester 7th as per the GNDU syllabus. The contents covered under my presentations are Introduction of Education, Definition of Education, Right to Education Act 2009, Salient Features of the Right to Education Act, Importance of Right to Education, Impacts of Right to Education Act on Education, Challenges faced by the Right to Education Act. Conclusion. Conclusion. Introduction of education. The term education is derived from the Latin words educare, meaning to bring up. Education is both the act of teaching knowledge to others and the act of receiving knowledge from someone else. Education also refers to the knowledge received through schooling or instructions and to the institution of teaching as a whole. Definition of education. Education serves as the most powerful weapon for the people to change the world into a better place. Right to Education Act 2009. Right to Education Act 2009, also known as the RTE Act 2009, was enacted by the Parliament of India on 4th August 2009. It describes modalities of the importance of free and compulsory education for children aged between 6 to 14 years in India under Article 21A of the Constitutions of India. This act came into effect on 1st April 2010 and made India one of the 135 countries to have made education a fundamental right for every child. Salient features of right to education. Free and compulsory education. Right to Education Act provides for free and compulsory education to all children between the ages of 6 and 14 years. Non-discrimination. The Act prohibits discriminations on the grounds of religion, caste, gender, or any other social category. Infrastructure facilities. The Act mandates that every school should have basic infrastructure facilities such as a building, playground, library, toilets, and drinking water, etc. Quality of education. The Act mandates that curriculum and teaching methods should be child-friendly and take into account of need of children with disabilities. Special provision. The Act provides for special provision for children belonging to disadvantaged groups such as children with disability, migrants, children, and children belonging to socially economically weaker sections of society. Importance of right to education. Education provides opportunities for career development and stability in life. Access to quality education reduces the gaps between social classes and uplifts the marginalized sections of society. Quality education is one of the most important tools for gaining confidence and expressing your thoughts, perspectives, feelings, or ideas. Education reduces crimes and makes our society more peaceful as educated individuals are less likely to participate in criminal activities. Education improves critical thinking and analytic skills. Impacts of the Right to Education Act on education. Enrollment. Increase in enrollment. The Right to Education Act has had a significant impact on increasing enrollment rates in schools across the country. The Act made it mandatory for every child between the ages of 6 and 14 years to attend school. Reductions in dropout rates. This has ensured that children stay in school for a more extended period, reducing dropout rates. This has ensured the involvement of parents in the education of their children, leading to a reduction in dropout rates. Improvement in infrastructure. The Right to Education Act mandates that every school should have basic infrastructure facilities such as building, toilet, playground, library, drinking water facilities. Better quality of education. The Right to Education Act mandates that the curriculum and teaching methods should be child friendly and take into account the needs of children with disabilities. This has led to a more holistic approach to education, focusing on the overall development of the child rather than just academic excellence. Inclusion of children with disabilities. The Right to Education Act has a significant impact on the inclusion of children with disabilities in the mainstream education system. The Act mandates that every school should provide inclusive education to children with disabilities, increase in employment opportunities. The Right to Education Act mandates that every school should have a sufficient number of teachers, and the government has recruited a large number of teachers to ensure that every school has an adequate number of qualified teachers. Challenges faced by the Right to Education Act. Funding. The Act requires a significant amount of funding from the government to ensure that every child receives education. However, the government has not been able to allocate sufficient funds to implement the Act effectively. Quality of education. Many schools lack qualified teachers and teaching materials, which adversely affected the quality of education provided to students. Implementation. The implementation of ACT has been a challenge, areas, particularly in rural areas. The government faces several hurdles in ensuring that every child has access to education. Monitoring. While the Act provides for the establishment of various bodies to monitor the implementation of the Act, there is still a need for more effective monitoring mechanism. And final, but not and the end, conclusion. The Right to Education Act of 2009 is an essential piece of legislation that has brought up significant changes in the education system in India. The Act has ensured that every child, regardless of their socioeconomic background, has access to quality education. However, there is still a long way to go in terms of improving the quality of education and ensuring that every child in the country has access to education. Thank you so much.